Kamusta ka na? Ayos ka lang ba? Happy ka ba? O sad pa rin ba? Kaya't halika na, sumama ka na selfie na, groupie na at iba pa. Bata matanda, biyuda at biyuda, may asawa man o kaya'y wala. Sama-sama tayo'y maglakbay, dito ka na, di ka na mag-iisa. Bebop, bebop na tayo, bebop, bebop na. Let us be hip and let us up, tara sa munting tahanan, tahanan ni Kristo.
Maybe we can start by reading that article po. Article 195. Growing up with brothers and sisters makes for a beautiful experience of caring for and helping one another. For fraternity and families is especially radiant when we see the care, the patience, the affection that surround the little brother or sister who is frail, sick, or disabled. It must be acknowledged that having a brother or a sister who loves you is a profound, precious, and unique experience. Children do need to be patiently taught to treat one another as brothers and sisters. This training, at times quite demanding, is a true school of socialization. In some countries where it has become quite common to have only one child, the experience of being a brother or sister is less and less common. When it has been possible to have only one child, ways have been found to ensure that he or she does not grow up alone or isolated. Article 195. It's a very beautiful article po. I-situate lang natin siya. It's in chapter 5 of Amoris Laetitia. And chapter 5 is about family and fruitfulness. So, nilay down po ni Pope Francis in the preceding chapters yung theology ng family life. Ngayon, he starts to talk about concretely, specifically, the members of the family. He begins with talking about yung mothers and then yung fathers, yung mga adopted children, tapos yung mga grandparents, finally yung mga brothers and sisters po. We talk about ourselves sa simbahan po in terms of kinship eh. Diba? Si brother June, si sister Malu, si father Willie, for example. Ganun. Culture po natin sa Pilipinas, we also speak in kinship terms. It's a common feature po in Asian languages. So kahit hindi mo kakilala o hindi mo naman blood relationship, natawag mo siyang kuya or ate, or tito, tita, or lolo and lola, diba? Very closely knit ang ating family relationships. So I guess gets natin yung flavor ng section na to on being brothers and sisters. I'd like to draw up maybe just two simple points from that paragraph and also from the preceding paragraph. Kasi meron pong two articles related to brothers and sisters. Article 194 and Article 195, yung kakabasa lang natin. The first point that I'd like to make is very thought-provoking. Children need to be patiently taught to treat one another as brothers and sisters. Sa family ko po, dalawa lang kami ng kuya ko. We were supposed to be 4 eh. Kaso before si kuya, tsaka before ako, nakunan si mami. Kaya yun, naging dalawa na kami. Before ako ipanganak, sabi ng mami ko kay Lord, kung nabuhay tong anak ko, okay lang sa akin magpari siya. Di ko alam, may ganun pala, sinabi lang sa akin ng mami ko a few months ago. Ay, kaya pala ako napunta dito. Anyway, we were supposed to be 4, but now that we are 2. Yung kuya ko po is 9 years ahead of me. Medyo malaki yung age gap namin. And he has his own family na, he has his own life na. Growing up, parang that's how I always saw him eh. Kuya figure, tapos. Pero hindi kami yung super close kasi hindi kami, medyo malayo yung age limit namin. No? Pero it's something that you learn. Alala ko lang, nagkaroon kami ng major fight ng kuya ko nung high school ako. Kasi yung kuya ko, maaga siya nagsimula mag-drive and he was supposed to fetch me from school kasi patapos na yung period namin doon sa Manresa. Sinduin niya ako, hindi ko na yung nangyari, basta nagkaroon ng gulo sa schedule. Tapos, na-late ata si kuya, tapos parang nagalit siya sa akin. Dati hindi naman kami nag-aaway. Sa sasakyan, nag-aaway kami ng malaki. Laki-laki talaga. Hanggang dun sa pagbaba ng sasakyan, punta ako sa kwarto ko, slammed my door talaga. Grabe. First time kong makaranas ng simpleng fight na ganong kalaki. And then eventually, parang wala mo nang imikan. And then the following days, naging okay na kami. And after that, it never happened again. It's something that you learn lang na as a brother to somebody else, meron kayong differences of personalities. And minsan hindi kayo magkakasundo. Pero you're still brother to that person. And he's also a brother to you. And eventually, at the end of the day, para magkakasundo din kayo, hopefully. It's something that you have to learn in the family. Kasi I'm sure naman po, so Tita June, Tita Malu, everybody, all the parents here, you are all familiar with sibling rivalry. 2 or more children, tapos syempre di natin maiiwasan, meron tayong isang anak na mas binibigyan ng attention for one reason or another. Siguro, meron siyang special needs. Or baka ito lang yung mas mabait talaga na anak natin na madali siyang madaling mahalin. Tends to create some sort of sibling rivalry. It's been a big problem even in biblical times. Kasi we have some models of siblings in the Bible that we can return to. Tingnan natin sa Old Testament, I can think of at least 3 examples ng sibling rivalry. The first one was Cain and Abel. Ito yung pinakamatinding sibling rivalry kasi it came right after the fall of man. So 'di ba ginawa ni God yung buong mundo, napakaganda. Pinipare niya yung lahat para sa human family. Tapos ginawa niya si Adam and Eve pagkatapos. Pero Adam and Eve sinned. And then nagkaroon sila ng mga anak. And then the first sin after the fall was the murder of a brother. Fratricide. We know the story of Cain and Abel, di ba? Nag-offer si Cain, siya yung isang was a farmer, then Abel was a shepherd. Na gustuhan ni Lord yung offering ni Abel for some reason, hindi na gustuhan ni Lord yung offering ni Cain for some reason. Nagsela si Cain, pinatay niya si Abel. And then the haunting question resounds through all of history and to all of us who have brothers and sisters. Tinanong ng Diyos si Cain, where is your brother? Where is your brother? Tinanong ni Cain, am I my brother's keeper? Ako ba yung taga-alaga ng kapatid ko? And that is played out numerous times in the history of mankind na kung saan merong inggit sa pamilya, you would be surprised. Brothers and sisters are willing to fight over it and even to have the other person killed. Another example, sa ibang, medyo ibang naman, context, si Jacob and Esau. Sila yung mga anak ni Isaac. Pero tungkol din siya sa inggit. Si Esau, yung elder brother nung sinong dalawang magkapatid. Tapos nung mamamatay na si Isaac, gusto niya ibigay yung blessing. Isa na yung blessing for some reason na pwede niyang ibigay. Tapos gusto ni Jacob, gusto actually ng nanay ni Jacob na mapunta yung blessing na yon sa anak niyang si Jacob. So nagkuntsaba sila. Ito yung gagawin mo. Magsuot ka ng balat ng hayop kasi yung kapatid mong si Iso, balbon yun. Tapos yung ama mo na malabo na yung mata, hindi niya mapapansin. So ginawa niya. Tapos nagluto siya ng soup na alam ni nung nanay ni Jacob na magugustuhan ng ama nila sa Isaac. In short, nadaya ni Jacob si Iso. At yung inheritance, yung mana na dapat kay Iso, napunta kay Jacob. Jealousy breeds rivalry, breeds dayaan. And then lastly, we have another example, Joseph and his brothers. Si Joseph yung bunsong anak. And syempre, mahal na mahal yung bunsong anak kasi siya yung favorite ng tatay. Tapos ginawa ng tatay si Joseph ng isang napakagandang robe. The brothers of Joseph were very jealous of Joseph and the robe. And then siya yung dreamer daw kasi. So yung punot dulo ng nangyari, they wanted to kill Joseph. Pero one of their brothers was able to mitigate that plan. And sabi niya, instead of killing our brother, why don't we sell him na lang? Tapos magpanggap na lang tayo na pinatay siya ng hayop. So yun nga, binenta si Joseph. That is what brothers can do to each other when jealousy is involved. Sibling rivalry. So those are bad examples. Pero what about the good example naman of being good siblings? We turn now to the New Testament. Story of Mary, Martha, and Lazarus. Mga BFF yan ni Jesus. Kasi si Jesus po pag pumupunta ng Capernaum, meron siyang headquarters. Yung headquarters na yun yung bahay ng tatlong to na magkakapatid. They were very close and syempre they have their own personalities. Kilala natin si Si Mary, siguro siya yung mas tahimik na kapatid kasi 'di ba nang pumunta si Jesus, andun siya nakaupo, nakikinig kay Lord. Tapos si Martha siya naman yung parang nanay, siya yung very busy sa pag-aasikaso. Siya naman yung kapatid siguro na mas extroverted. Asikaso dito, asikaso doon, tapos sa sama ng loob nung hindi nakikita niya hindi tumutuloy yung kapatid niya. Ay, Lord, sabihin mo nga sa kapatid ko, tumulong siya. Lazarus, we're not really sure what happened. Pero saan pumapasok yung closeness ng relationship nila? Nung si Lazarus nagkasakit, we know that story na when Lazarus was very, very ill, sabi nila Martha and Mary, nagbigay sila ng message kay Jesus. Your brother Lazarus, the person that you love, is very sick. Come and heal him. Pero what's noteworthy kasi here is that etong mga magkakapatid, meron silang pinagdaanan. Tapos imbis na mag-away-away sila, imbis na they blame each other, imbis na magsapawan sila para makuha yung inheritance, siguro kasi si Lazarus yung kuya, what did they do first in times of trouble? They turn to Jesus. And then syempre, we know how it resolves. Si Lord binibless niya yung mga ganong family who turn to Him. Kasi pumunta siya doon, patay na si Lazarus. Several days dead na. And then sabi pa ni Martha, tignan yung closeness ni Martha, nila magkakapatid kay Jesus. Kaya sabihin ni Martha, Lord, kung nandito ko lang na mas maaga, hindi namatay yung kapatid namin. And then Jesus went to the tomb and He wept. Jesus wept. Ganun ka-close si Jesus sa mga magkakapatid na to. And then it was the opportunity for Him to show His power and to let people believe in Him. Kasi He cries out in a loud voice, Lazarus, come out. And then out comes the dead man. Miracles can happen when in the midst of our troubles, as siblings, as a family, we turn to Jesus. I think that's a very good solution to our troubles, a very good mode of action for siblings. Kasi I know it all too well. May mga kilala kong pamilya na kapag nagkaroon ng trouble, dun sila nag-aaway-away. Yung mga troubles from the past, naglalabasan. Tapos kahit sa group chat, nagbabangayan sila. Kasi ikaw ganyan, ganyan, ganyan. Pero in times of trouble, our model can be Mary, Martha, and Lazarus, who do not blame each other, but turn to Jesus. So yan po yung ating first point, children have to be patiently taught to treat one another as brothers and sisters. As brothers and sisters in one family, in the family of the Lord. Second point, short point ko lang po, is that sabi ni Pope Francis sa paragraph 194, the family introduces fraternity into the world. Gusto ko yung praise ni Pope Francis dito, na the family, God has given the family the job of domesticating the world. Domesticating meaning making the world a domus, a house, a home. The church is supposed to be a family of people who may not be related to each other, pero who treat each other as brothers and sisters. That's what we call each other, diba? And if you think about it talaga, paano ko ba tinitreat yung brother and sister ko? Kahit minsan nag-aaway kami, kahit minsan hindi ko gusto yung personality niya, at the end of the day, he's still my brother, he's still my sister. Papatawarin ko pa rin siya, mamahalin ko pa rin siya. If we extend that kind of relationship to people who are outside of our biological families, talagang mag-iiba yung relationship natin with other people. And I think it's especially relevant kasi ngayong pandemic po, ang daming naghihirap, ang daming nakakailangan ng tulong. Tapos nung December lang, dumating po yung Odette. I was very, very touched by the response of people. Kasi after nung bagyong Odette, dito po sa Madonna Parish, nagkaroon sila ng program na yung para mga stars of hope, gano'n. Bibili ka ng isang star, tapos worth 500 pesos. Sponsor ka ng isang star, you can sponsor one family. Tapos initially, bibigay nila yun sa mga families na naghihirap dito. Pero after nung Odette, sabi nila lahat ng proceeds na to, ibibigay natin sa mga naghihirap. And in the first 1 or 2 weeks, ubos yung 500 stars. And then they had to make more. I think it's a beautiful expression of yung brotherhood natin as a church, diba? As a church, we are known as the greatest charity body in the world. And it's especially relevant in those kinds of things na when somebody is in need of help, they are also families. They're also my family. They're my brother and sister. I will help them. So the family introduces fraternity into the world. Para po sa mga families nga, yung nag-away-away or yung mga hindi nga po close, it's never too late. There's always hope po as long as you are willing to be open to each other. And as long as you hold on to the Lord. Gaya nga po dun sa story nila Martha, Mary, and Lazarus. Di ba nung may pinagdaanan po yung family nila, lumapit sila kay Lord. Ngayon po, siyempre kanya-kanyang karanasan po tayo sa pamilya, kanya-kanya po mga pinagdadaanan. Kasama na siguro yung mga hindi pagkakaintindihan or yung pag-aaway or COVID, gano'n. During those times, especially in those times, we should turn to the Lord. Tapos makikita natin, pag nalagpasan na po natin yan with the Lord's help, lalo po tayong lumalapit sa isa't isa. I think that's my message po is when your family is going through tough times, you stick to the Lord and you stick to each other, and then you will be closer and better off for it. These two things po that I think we can really reflect on. The first is children needing to be patiently taught to treat one another as brothers and sisters. And then second, the family introducing fraternity into the world. Kung anong natutunan ko sa aking pamilya, yun yung dadalhin ko sa labas. Ganun ako sa ibang tao. And nawa, lahat po ng mga natutunan natin sa ating pamilya ay maidala natin sa ating pamilya sa bayan ng Diyos. That's my short input po. Thank you very much po. And thank you po everybody sa PPAP. God bless po. And take care lagi.
O, di ba, Tol? Tama yung sabi ni Father?
Alam mo, Tol?
Tama na yung tawa, Tol.
Ah.
Magsalita ka na, Tol.
Sige. Alam mo, ang ganda nung paliwanag talaga, no? Naalala ko yung mga magkakapatid sa bahay. Pagkakuan, laging pinapaalala ng magulang. O, kayo, magkakapatid kayo, magmahalan kayo, no? Tapos sasabihin doon sa bunso, o, tulungan mo yung mga nakatatandang kapatid, di ba? Dahil sila ay nagtatrabaho na. Sabi naman doon sa mga nakatatanda, o, kayo naman, alagaan yung mabuti yung si
Correct.
bunso.
Bunso ako. Ay, ako. Narinig niya. Kuya, alagaan niyo daw ako.
Oo, pero ikaw, magsilbi ka sa mga kuya. Alala ko nun, ako taga-shine.
Talaga. Kasi ano ko PWD ako, kaya senyorita ako
Talaga, senyorita.
May advantage pala yung PWD.
Oo. Ayun yung mga educational training na nangyayari sa loob ng bahay. Lagi na lang nire-remind ng magulang na kayo ay magkakapatid. At yung relationship na yan ay importante dahil darating ang time na kayo ay may kanya-kanyang buhay na, meron ng mga iba-ibang ginagawa, may iba-ibang responsibilidad na, dumarating ang time na kahit papano, pagka nagkaroon ng problema ang isa sa inyo, ay talagang nagsasama ulit kayo at tinutulungan.
Yeah, kaya nga nakakalungkot, no? Kasi meron talagang mga magkakapatid na umaabot sa demandahan. Yun ang nakakalungkot. Kasi naman, alam niyo naman, pag pera-pera ang pinag-uusapan, na iiba na ang isip ng tao. So yan po ay dapat natin talagang ipagdasal na yung Holy Spirit ang mangibabaw sa atin para kahit ano pong pera-pera ang dumaan, hindi po yan makakadilim sa ating isipan.
So nakalimutan nila yung kanilang relationship.
Yes.
Pero iba hindi nakakalimutan.
Totoo yan.
Minsan parang parang automatic na. Pagka nakita nila yon, naalala agad nila, kapatid ko yan. Di ba?
Yes.
Kuya ko yan.
Correct.
Yon. Ngayon, sa ating programa, yung Let's Walk Together, sa simbahan na yan, ano? So yung mga family magkakasama-sama riyan, dapat din ngayon ay panahon na para ipaalala naman sa lahat ng mga kasama natin sa simbahan na tayo ay magkakapatid.
Yes, alam mo naman ang mga Pilipino, talagang tingin yan yung magandang Filipino culture natin, ano? Sumakay ka ng bus. Noong una sabi sa akin, oh ate, baka mahulog ka. Hanggang sa mamaya, nanay, baka mahulog ka ngayon. Lola na. Pero medyo nakakalungkot kasi tumatanda ka, nalalaman tumatanda ka. Pero yung parang may respeto sa iyo. Hindi pa rin sa ibang bansa, wala pong mga ganon. Dito lang sa atin. Kaya pati yung pagtawag na ganon, para talagang kapatid, no? Meron talagang pamilya talaga ang tingin sa iyo.
Tingnan mo, yung mga pumupunta sa simbahan. So, ang pagpunta nila ron, ngayon, pumapasok sila sa iba't ibang ministry or organization. Ngayon, ang nakikita natin, ang mga kapatid nila na tinuturing nila, yung talagang kasama nila sa ministry or organization.
Yeah.
dito sa synodality,
Mhm.
ang gustong makita ngayon or maramdaman ng lahat na nagsisilbi sa simbahan, yung magkakapatid tayong lahat,
Yes.
regardless kung nasaan commission ka or ministry.
Correct.
Yan ang ginagawa ng synodality
Oo.
ngayon.
Tama.
Di ba?
Mhm.
So, yan ang magiging duty ng pastor natin.
Yes.
Always remind the parishioners that you are all brothers and sisters
Yes.
in Christ.
Yes, siya naman kasi yung ating tatay.
Oh.
Yes. Di ba? So kahit bata o matanda yung ating parish priest, tatay pa rin natin siya.
Oo. Di ba? Kaya nung nagsimula tayo, kapihan muna tayo. So, maramdaman natin na lahat ng mga nagsisilbi sa simbahan ay magkakaugnay.
Yes,
So,
kaya
umpisahan natin sa kapihan.
correct. Yun po yung venue para maramdaman nyo, eto po yung pamilya.
Ayan.
Kunyari, nagsisimba kayo, parang feeling mo na malungkot ka o malayo ka sa pamilya, gusto mo ng second family, pumunta po kayo sa kapihan.
Oo, para maramdaman mo yung sinasabi at home.
Yes, welcome po ang lahat doon.
Oo.
Bata, matanda, byudo, byuda, may asawa o wala. Kanta po yan ng P-pop.
Yan, oo. So, ngayon, sa ating walking together, talagang nung nagparada tayo, di ba, na ramdaman na natin, ang saya pala pagka tayo ay magkakasama at magandang ugnayan.
Yes.
So, gagawin natin yan na sa simula ng ating paglalakbay, magkaroon muna tayo ng magandang ugnayan at maramdaman natin na tayo ay tunay na magkakapatid kay
Yes.
Kristo.
Oo. Kaya nga nabanggit mo yung synodality parade natin, ipapalabas po natin yan next week, no? Next Sunday, yung buo na po parang nandun na rin kayo. Simula sa parade hanggang sa yung mga contest at saka yung may oath-taking din po kami doon. At yung sayawan po namin sa ending.
Oo, huwag kayong mainip. Ang ating Panginoon ay kumikilos na.
Yes.
Di ba?
Oo.
Pangako niya yan. Lahat ng mga imposible ay gagawin niyang posible dahil yan ay gusto niyang makita na masaya tayo.
Yeah. Di ba maganda yon na pagka may problema ka, hindi yung wala kang mapuntahan. Ngayon meron na. No, dito sa simbahan natin, sa Mary Help at sa mga iba pong kasama namin sa kahit na andyan po yung telephone number nila na pwede niyo po silang tawagan. Kung meron po kayong problema o meron kayong dinaramdam, no, na gusto ninyong sabihin.
Yan.
Okay, magkita po tayo sa kapihan sa simbahan. That is every 9 o'clock a.m. every Sunday. May announcement po kami pag wala. Okay? Pero habang walang announcement, tuloy po yan.
Okay.
So again, we'll see you next week here on P-Pop Live. Bye!
Bye.